Time is our most precious resource, and your GME programs need it. They need it from administrators and faculty, they need it with residents, they need it spent on research and scholarly activity. Time is fuel for your GME programs. When you drive a car, a fuel gauge tracks fuel, helping you keep enough of it in the tank. When you run a GME program, My Time Study tracks time, helping you allocate enough of it to GME activities. My Time Study is the fuel gauge for 21st century GME. And you will need a fuel gauge on your GME journey. When you start a GME program, CMS requires time studies to set your PRA, or per resident amount, for program funding. But after you set your PRA, you'll face a choice. Do you continue your GME journey with a fuel gauge, or without one? You can stop doing time studies altogether. You can continue your GME journey without a fuel gauge. This is the black box path. Without time studies, you can't track activities, and if you can't track activities, you can't monitor the health of your GME programs. Alternatively, you can continue doing time studies. You can continue your GME journey with a fuel gauge. This is the best practices path, and the benefit of this path is the reverse of the black box. By continuing your time studies, you can track activities and monitor the health of your GME programs. We've worked in GME for the last 2 decades, so we've seen firsthand the headaches that come from a GME program becoming a black box. One problem we see is GME personnel devoting insufficient time to GME administration. With a black box, this problem goes undetected. Relatedly, we also see a lot of unnecessary disputes between administration and faculty about how faculty are spending their time. Without time studies, nobody really knows, making it impossible to resolve those disputes. GME programs have non-clinical objectives like research, didactics, and scholarly activity. These are easily overlooked, and without the visibility time studies provide, GME programs are often surprised by their failure to meet these non-clinical program requirements. Finally, the biggest headache we see by far is unseen resident dissatisfaction, resulting from insufficient face time with GME faculty. Residents need time with faculty, and if your program is a black box, you'll never know if they're not getting enough of it. Fortunately, your program doesn't need to be a black box. You can take the path of best practices by continuing your time studies with My Time Study. My Time Study gets your faculty and administration on the same page, putting an end to unnecessary disputes about protected time. My Time Study helps you ensure you're devoting sufficient resources to non-clinical activities like research and grant fulfillment. My Time Study mitigates the risk of inaccurate or incomplete intern and resident information system reporting. And most importantly, My Time Study helps you guarantee your residents are getting enough attention and time from faculty. This improves their well-being and, by extension, the overall health of your GME programs. You wouldn't drive a car without a fuel gauge? Don't run your GME programs without My Time Study.